It's a new year, so you know what that means. That means a new season. It's season 4. Intro a little revamped. Microphone a little revamped. Branding a little revamped. We are now officially the Past BT. So welcome all Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and all podcast platforms. Here you're going to get a flavor of sports, music, tech, video games. Once in a while, we'll get an Ass of the Week and a new part that's going to be coming in. It's not mentioned on the season 3. What we do was called Pass the Message. So definitely you want to tune in and get some good content on the Pass with your host, BT.
Take the whole wig off and just launch.
Like Bobby Shmurda through his head.
Yes.
And it's gone.
But your wig comes back. Shmurda, we seen that hat.
Gotcha.
That hat gone.
What's up, y'all? Episode 272 of The Past is here. I'm your host, BT. Episode 272. I cannot believe it. Thought I would not be recording this long. Not gonna lie to y'all.
Won't he do it?
Hallelujah. So just so
before we start, this might be the last episode.
Not only that, Mark has volumes 2, 3, and 635. So you may want to turn your headphones down.
And also, we don't own the rights to anything that you hear or won't hear or acknowledge or no music, copyright, Sony, Viacom, none of them.
So I have several seats, please. Thank you.
Please agree to the terms and conditions before you bring up this podcast.
So as everyone has introduced themselves, because I don't even want to go to the sound because it might not even play, because then the whole jingle cut off and then I got to start take 12. We're like on take 90 right now. So I'm going to go ahead and let everyone introduce themselves. So we're going to start to my left and everyone just say hey and who and what and all that, and we'll get into the topic in a sec.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Kazi. I'm a repeat offender here at the podcast about sports and stuff. Emphasis on the stuff because it's a podcast about sports and stuff.
Today is definitely stuff.
But yeah, live from MagFest. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna do
personal trainer. Certified personal trainer.
Yep. With a double Y, double E, R, and triple P. And I'm not going to blow out the microphone, so I'm going to move to the next intro.
Yeah, because the mic
we're not even going to talk about that.
Can't even handle it.
Yes. Mike ain't even 3 months old.
And it's already about to explode.
Thanks, Mark.
So, y'all, I'm Fred the Nurse, better known as Barely Sane Nurse. And another repeat offender, also the co-host of Twin Talk.
Which is going to be back.
Eventually, we're going to get back on track. Because,
one day,
school got in the way. And then,
life got in the way.
Jesus had to take the wheel.
The whole car.
The car, the truck, the van, the SUV, and the bus.
Stop.
And the 747 jet. But however...
The Boeing?
Literally.
The Boeing. And so, we should be getting ourselves back into Twin Talk. Since we're working on... Our scheduling and just being more
present.
Well, present, but also organized.
Organized.
There's the word.
We actually are both working on organization. That's kind of funny.
That's the whole podcast on this song.
Yeah.
And
on the next episode of The Past.
Featuring Fred.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mayumi. I am Usaria. I'm also a repeat offender, but, been going through a couple of things. Well, Yes, to say the least. And I mean, we'll cover that another time, I'm sure. Tonight is not about me completely. We're going to get to what's going on.
Foolishness.
And it begins.
So I got to do that because you're back as a different person. Version of you. So it's a opening.
So you're actually logging into Windows for the first.
Let me change my credentials real quick.
You're logging in.
Oh, you want to change them?
So let me.
All right, go ahead.
Let me delete DJ2X Way, and I am entering. I am Euceria. Yes, I am.
The hatred for that damn soundboard.
This is the part where you insert your new password.
Okay, I'm all logged in.
With all the symbols and the exclamation point.
Please agree to the terms and conditions and welcome.
Parentheses and brackets.
Make sure they accept the terms and conditions at the bottom.
And you'll have to scroll through.
Yes,
And
you have to scroll through.
Fair warning, if it has not been said already, this might be the last episode.
First of all, we are not kid friendly, so I'm going to tell you that.
Oh yeah, parental advisory off rip. So
like if you come up in here letting your kids listen to this shit is on you, and that's our bad.
Oh, you lucky I ain't got that.
You trying to log in?
May.
But look at the work though.
May.
There was a lot of
footwork.
There was a lot of cue.
That was a potential. That's why I would have did an IGTV, but nah, too easy. No, not here. I do those for my solo shit. I do those for like the small group.
Actually, I wouldn't even care.
Oh no, I wouldn't either.
Just be
no, that's fine.
alcohol.
Hey, turn the cap lock off.
Stop trying to log in.
Jesus.
Are you updated now? So I'm no longer the A mic on my show.
And which didn't somebody say that they didn't want to be the A mic? And yes, This is okay. One of these days, and I keep saying this.
Oh, okay. We need a camera.
Y'all don't want me
because y'all need to see.
Oh, we know about your algorithms.
In the back.
We know.
Y'all need to see what happens in the background, like what's actually happening as we record, and how many bottles of alcohol are being passed.
Yeah,
and just the
in a minute, I need somebody to hand me the.
By the way, we are over 21, so this is a legal activity.
Legal podcast.
Very legal.
We are
barely.
So at the
six. I hate y'all.
We love you.
I know you care.
Yeah,
God,
you do.
Jesus, take the wheel.
And the highway and the car and the.
Okay. Wow. So at the 6-minute mark, we're gonna officially give the title of the show as being Armbands Anonymous.
Which
Part 2.
The
first one.
That was just me and you, right?
That was a twin talk.
Yes, that was a twin talk. I will reference that in the show notes. Learning how to mark my shows.
Okay.
Small achievements.
Are you fancy, huh?
Yeah, because I forgot. So okay. Before we start, I got a funny ass story. So we've been doing these shows. I've been recording and setting everything up for season 1, 2, 3, or whatever. I had season 3 only on one of the shows and not the other, so everything didn't update. So I had to go back and revise. So everything now is up to par. So when we do our next,
able to find all your stuff in the right season.
Yes, and the other random.
Find a link in the description.
Yes, and the other random announcement, which I believe I did talk about on the last show, is the podcast, the full podcast, not just Twin Talk, not just weekly episodes. All of the podcasts are on Spotify.
Wow!
So that means that if you look up The Past Brian, I'm number 1. That's all I got to say.
Go ahead.
And now we're gonna play.
Look at your hair going back and forth.
Like Aaliyah. Back, forth and forth. So
it is not gonna like me.
We're gonna go ahead and. Since we started with Kaze last time, we're gonna start with Euceria to give context of what Armbands Anonymous is, I know that's going to help because Chanel's going to be like, so they don't know what Armband Anonymous is. You want to tell them what that is about?
Here's a disclaimer.
Thanks, Bob. Back to you in the studio.
So basically...
It's raining.
So basically, Armbands Anonymous is... These are stories that have happened behind the scenes. I don't care. You flatline. I'm just going to laugh.
Oh, no, I'm alive.
If there are stories that have been had and conversed off air numerous times, and some somehow become more important and get a lot more attention than others, and they become like, okay, we need to talk about that on the podcast because I know that's not a thing. Some of them are blindsided because I know last year I think the fave for me was 5 Hour Energy. Wait, that was the one when Mark got mad because I exceeded my soundboard quota that day.
Yes, you did.
In
the first 30 minutes.
I do remember that because it was just like, oh my God, somebody take the
sounds
everywhere.
To be
So I know I'm passing it to you, but if you need a moment to think of a story,
I got one.
Okay, you got one. So I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna ask my partner to pass me because I'm not doing nonverbal. Yep, there it is. Bam. All right, cool. You got the floor.
All right. So, at unmarked location, Hospital B.
Never has to get. They know this hospital because it's armbands.
I know the drill.
Bands make her dance.
Look,
Make her dance.
all these shit
popping.
wow.
Just popping.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, that's
So.
I thought it was, okay.
I had a patient who had broken their leg. I don't have a fancy title if y'all can help me. So,
This is a fracture.
well,
They fractured their leg.
their leg.
Mm.
Yeah.
The fracture.
Yeah, so they just broke their leg and they were going up to the floor where they work on that. So we take my patient there. He's in a lot of pain, so I'm trying to be very careful. And we get to the floor to get him over there, and we let him know that we have to move him over from the stretcher to the bed. And he, starts having a fit, which is understandable. He hurt his leg. I told you about this. Yeah. Yep. So, this kind of goes on the patient a little teeny bit, and it goes on the nurses of that floor. Because we're supposed to get a board to put the patient on and help move the patient over.
Mm-hmm.
So, I asked the nurse, does she have a board? And she comes back with a small, I guess, 6x6 little pad. And I'm like,
So not a
So
back.
This
for
is a
side
man.
note, what we're normally using is called a backboard, which is literally the length of the whole body. And it's stiff.
And it's
It's
solid.
solid. And
I
then
like
we
that.
can
That's
literally slide you
Ooh, sound
over, but
effects.
your whole body goes in one motion, one slide, one move. However, once again,
One band,
the
one sound.
slide board is the length of your
the
whole
patient.
body.
Mm.
May, can you give the dimensions of what they brought to you one more time?
this was about as small as a floor mat. Maybe half of a floor mat.
Mm.
It's about 6x6. I'm not
So
even
on a
lying.
pad?
So she came.
Sorry.
That's just,
So she comes and breaks me this little square, and I'm like,
what I'm gonna do with
what are
this?
we gonna do with this? And even the patient's like, oh, that's not working. That's not gonna happen. He's already fussing with us about how he's not getting over.
Y'all about to teach him the electric slide.
So I'm like, do you have anything bigger than it's like, this is the only board we have. This is the only board we use. So I'm sitting here like,
What floor? This was
Shh.
no, this was
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
yeah. No.
And while they're doing charades, they're just going over the location without it being
reason
public.
I'm asking
It was
the
that floor.
floor is because where she was not far from a unit that specifically deals with orthopedic
Right.
fractures.
So what's important to let you know, this floor deals with fractures. So they
So
moved
should've
patients
had the
over.
board.
Right. But what they
Yeah.
had was this little floor mat.
Shh.
I think most of y'all wondering what happened. Brian just literally like Brian silenced the mic for a second.
Professional.
Asked the question.
'Cause I knew exactly what you were about to
and then
do.
unsilenced. I cannot.
I'm trying to tell y'all, the goal is to get premium content on this podcast. That joint was flawless because you was about to. I was like, oh,
it really was.
I was like, oh, new feature.
But look, that feature was on the other mic. It's just greater because Dad's like, you have to see green so you know it's talking.
This is how you come in and stop things. Be like, save the button.
Oh, all right, my bad. Back to you because you. Ooh.
I mean, are we done?
We ain't 15 minutes in yet, so we waiting to get to the hits.
Yeah, come on.
Like I said, she had her little floor mat.
Same a floorboard. Yep.
And she gets like maybe 5 more nurses to help out because, well, she was a little teeny thing. And this was a man, you know.
If they had the regular board,
right?
It probably maybe 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, we turned a 2-person job to about a 7-person job, which I did help them.
Yeah.
And you know, they get ready to move him. They barely move him. You know, they got the board somewhat under him. You know, I guess one of the nurses moved a little too hard or whatever, but the leg very slightly moved, and he squealed as loud as he could. And I was like, everybody went.
He comes the Hagfest roar.
So,
okay.
He squeals. Everybody goes back and stops and like look around. It's like
yeah.
So.
It was a different beat. Yeah.
So
I was sure you're still recording.
Yeah, no, it's still there.
Okay. So, like I'm saying.
I'm checking too. That's what I'm checking levels.
Darn, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, about moving the patient.
Moving the person with the square, rectangle.
With a little rectangle.
So yeah,
with the welcome mat.
Move him, understandably.
That's what this is called, welcome mat.
Understandably, he's upset.
Welcome mat.
That's all right.
Welcome
mat. There was only welcome mat.
So he was talking like he wanted to just stay on the stretcher, and they wanted to put the stretcher in the room instead of the bed. And we were letting him know, you know, we have to put you on the bed.
So no.
But so like the nurses are getting a little upset now. They're ready to go ahead and get him over. And you know, they're getting ready to slide him. He's like, well, stop. Put me down. I'm in charge, right? So when you have to ask.
You have to ask.
You have to
the
ask.
answer's no.
So yeah, I saw one nurse look dead at me, like, really? And I was like, I'm innocent here. I ain't got it.
I'm out. Y'all figure this out.
But that's a good question, though.
So,
is the patient in charge?
Questions that need answers.
Questions that need answers. If you can see clearly in 2020, somebody let us know.
No.
But think about it. Like, you're coming in for a service. Well, I mean, of course, you're not really.
I'm with you now.
Like, you're coming in for a service and you need that service done. Like, you got a broken leg. Like, if it's not going the way that you want it to go, like, you like, I'm done. I'm out. Just discharge me.
I can answer that for you. That is a yes and a no.
Okay.
A patient that is fully alert and oriented and within their own capacity is technically, yes, the boss of their own care.
Correct.
However, if you are at a point where you acutely need treatment and this is life-saving, and while a fractured leg doesn't sound like it's a problem, the blood clots from it are, then sometimes you can be...
The professional trumps the...
Kind of. What they will do is if you are supposedly alert and oriented, but you're making decisions that will endanger yourself, they will actually get psyched to come evaluate you. And so they will say either, yes, this patient is allowed to make sound decisions for themselves, or no. And if no, then the courts can get involved. So it's a yes and no. For the most part, yes, the patient is always first. The patient always gets to make their own decisions.
Right.
But if you literally are about to...
If you're a Delta instead of an Echo, like...
you coming in trauma alpha talking about you want to go home.
To give context to those, the Delta and Echo refers to the severity of the patient. But continue, I'm sorry.
Nice footnote.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. That is my goal personally for 2020 is to work harder on when we tell stories or give information that we actually explain what means what, so we ain't just throwing something out there like
to our little
as I was listening to the story, I was like, oh, this would be a really good question to throw.
Because we have our own language.
Absolutely.
We have our own language.
Especially in the medical field. But yeah, so So in the end, so
Did
all right.
he get moved?
Thank you.
He
Yes,
did get
good
moved.
job, because that was where I was going.
So yeah, they moved him, and
Sorry.
he didn't even scream that time.
Wow.
So all
that.
all of that, and then when they actually moved him.
I mean, low key moving him on that sheet would have been rough though. Were they just?
Well,
curious,
I mean, they had that little placemat. So.
Were they over 2?
100.
I
Yep.
give him about 2.
Yeah.
You had to look in the butterfly in the sky. Then I know what time it is.
Yep.
All right, got it. All right, so successful move, but struggling how it was moved. Okay, so that's
Welcome, Matt.
Yeah.
Welcome, Matt. There you go, Pete.
Welcome, Matt.
Welcome, Matt.
Yeah, welcome, Matt.
Welcome.
Yeah, let's welcome Matt.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
We're gonna now turn the table to Fred, who always has nurse stories that I'm never prepared for.
I have so many because
Yes.
I deal with
Because
such
she's a barely
stupid
sane
people.
nurse.
I am a barely sane nurse for
Follow her blog.
At barelysanenurse.com.
It's great content.
Anywho, I think I'm gonna.
All is about to go in the corner
Yes,
too, by the way.
yes.
She doing the show
I think
solo.
we're going to explain that later about going in the corner, or we've explained it.
Oh no, the corner's easy.
Yeah.
People go in the corner for acting up when they do something they ain't got no business.
You go in the corner because we can't.
Especially if you do executive hands.
Yes. Oh, y'all.
Executive entrepreneur hands are great.
Oh.
It's a video behind that. I will
Yeah,
put a reminder for the link
What's
that
up?
somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there was to explain why this patient couldn't be cured, you have to understand where I work. And I work in radiology, particularly most of the time MRI. If you know what MRI is, it's a giant magnet like a burrito that is a tube. It's a tube and it sounds like a jackhammer the entire time it's going.
Or like a quesarito on the top of the menu.
You know what?
What you said?
Does the cheese come on the quesarito?
I was about to say.
But was it a cheese quesadilla?
Oh, we're going to get the cheese quesadilla.
Like the machine is the filling of the cheese stuff and you go inside,
Yes.
pause.
Yes.
That's the center layer.
No, we said we didn't have to pause. Pause is at the end.
All
yeah,
pauses
your
are
pauses.
covered
Yeah,
for
we're
the
covered
sake of
until
the
the
pod.
Okay. fair.
But
We lose track.
yeah, so MRI is not somewhere that's easy to go, and it takes a long time. Average MRI is 20 to 30 minutes.
On a good day.
Easy,
On a good day.
easy. So we have
If
this
the patient plays nice.
right. Because if you move,
If the stars align.
if you move, then the pictures that we were taking, that particular set, they will have to take again because you blurred the images.
Right.
So it can take even longer. But fine. Okay, so
Okay.
they put in an MRI of like the brain and the complete spine with and without contrast, which is 2.5 hours. Okay?
Whew.
2.5. Let's start there. Just keep that in mind. Keep that number in mind. Remember, burrito, that sounds like a jackhammer. Keep that in mind.
Mm.
So you need to be able to lie flat and hold still for 2.5 hours inside of a burrito that sounds like a jackhammer.
Mm.
Now, they put this in on a patient that is neither alert nor oriented,
Oh,
who is
boy.
having hallucinations and trying to crawl out of bed, and has had a burnt call on her like 3 times during her stay. If you don't know what a burnt call is, that's like a behavioral emergency where a whole team comes to try to calm the patient down. We've done this 3 times during your stay. You are neither alert nor oriented. You have to have a sitter. Okay? Apparently, that's what they thought.
Well done.
So,
Well done.
so we're talking to the doc like,
Yo,
you don't want to do this under sedation? Cause
it ain't happening.
nah. And they're like, no, well, we'd like to try. And I'm like, she's not gonna make it. Like, well, she's fine up here in the room. And I'm like, this is, as long as, she's not really bothered. This MRI machine is nothing but stimulation, Playboy. I'm gonna bother her for 2.5 hours. Like, what are you talking about? So then they decide, well, we'll give her a little Ativan. Now, as a nurse, and any nurse that listens to this, you know that we will take our patients on a ride in the van with no problem. That's what we call it. If you Ativan, call riding the van.
No, I was gonna say Ghost Rider with him, but that's why I was just listening.
Sorry. The thing is Ativan works for some people. However, in the older community, it can backfire and be way worse. And we're like, yes,
shut down immediately.
Yes. And you're just like,
I'm being out soundboarded.
It's just an assist.
It's a soundboard battle.
Oh my god! I wish we had a camera.
It's just an assist.
I'm joking. No, you couldn't. I'm cool.
But
I wasn't ready.
This patient, we're like, this is not gonna work. We're trying to tell them we'll try it with Ativan. This is not gonna work. She's not gonna be able to get in there. So we get her down. Of course, what is she half naked in her stretcher trying to crawl out?
Brother!
That means it was Street Fighter over there.
Hadouken!
Yes. Trying to keep her like just in the bed.
Only because of where we're at.
Yes.
Choose your fighter.
That's what it was.
It's always hard for me to be here and be quiet, and I'm like, I gotta sound.
But like that's what it was, trying to like be able to get her to relax enough to even get on the stretcher. We're like, she's not gonna do this. So we page the doc. He comes down to MRI because so the Ativan we talked about, they didn't give her because they thought they'd see what she'd do without it. Which you got the Street Fighter. Okay. So she came down like this with the whole Street Fighter. Yes. So the doc comes down and he's like, why don't we try? Yes, we have so much now, boys. And Mark is done. Mark has left the chat.
No, Mark is like, I'm not.
Mark has left the chat.
No, I'm still here.
You just won't expect it that way.
Okay.
No, I was not expecting that. I was like,
no, that was
Ooh, that was like a perfect.
Yeah.
That was a damn workout.
Game.
Oh man.
Have abs from laughing.
Yeah. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But he comes down there. You see the hot messery that is going on. And he's like, well, why don't we give her some Ativan? And we're like, y'all didn't already get into it? Well, we wanted to see what she would do without this. This is what she's doing without.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. So they give her, now Ativan comes in 2 milligrams. You can use anywhere from, some people, 2. 2 is like the high, the higher end. I've seen 4, but not on 3. He gives 0.5 of Ativan to a lovely Miss Street Fighter, who promptly laughed at said Ativan and continued on a hot mess. And we're like, Playboy.
Yo,
that ain't it.
This ain't it. And he's like, well, let's just see if she calms down. Or let's just try. I can't put her in the machine if she's trying to crawl out. I don't think you get that. Like, I can't put her in there. That was my sanity. That was my sanity. Then he tried to tell us that he was going to write us up for delay of care. Yes. He wanted to write us up for delay of care.
Wow.
Because Street Fighter couldn't go on the scanner. Because we're like, this isn't safe. Like, this is not safe. And we ended up telling him, we're just like, no.
Island.
Yes. And we were just like,
we traveling everywhere.
Yep.
All the countries.
She was everywhere, all at once.
All
and nowhere.
That is just nuts.
Yes. So we ended up having to tell him flat out, no. Like, no, what we had to do, this isn't safe.
Right.
And so he wanted to write us up for delaying care. And we're like, you can write us up for delaying care, and we're going to write you up for an unsafe situation. I mean, hey.
Hey, a win's a win.
Magically, the write-up never happened with him.
Oh.
But God.
Won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
Won't he do it?
Trying.
Cause they doctored it, they gave him that?
I mean, no. So
they gave a verbal understanding that it was.
We were gonna try Ativan.
Okay.
What we did not realize is they weren't gonna give Ativan
until they got down.
They were gonna see. They were gonna wait and see.
Yeah.
And Playboy. This ain't that kind of party. This ain't the area for it. We put transport back in. Have a good day. Have a good day. When y'all get that shit together,
come back and talk to us.
Yes, let us know, and we will work on. But we're like, and just so you know, though, we can't put her on for anesthesia. Let us know.
Walked out like LeBron in the post conference.
Yes, do better tomorrow. Because Brian is leading.
Doesn't help I have on Beats, but that's all.
And on your suit shorts.
Yes, that was the end of it.
Yep.
As transport came, just you can see all of the credits rolling of all the nurses that have dealt with the bullshit.
Jesus.
I was
once again, we don't own the rights to anything you hear on this show. I promise you, I want to stay on for another year at least.
Like, we really did.
We have reached the 30-minute mark. Remember, renew that terms and conditions and hit agree to continue.
Like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast.
Sign me in, bruh. Sign me in.
Oh my God. Gotta sign back in.
All right, here we go.
Caps lock.
Let's go.
Caps lock is off. She get back in there. So that was.
It doesn't help that I did it, and then I'm looking.
Yeah, he's definitely
She is
lost.
Losing it.
Got it.
So Mark.
Refrigerator.
Oh man, so many stories.
What? I know.
The refrigerator.
That one might be safe for the next one.
Okay, bet.
I got one. This is more of a WTF what you thinking, baby type story.
Where is you going, baby?
So in short explanation less long, I work in the OR in radiology. So I see from the ED all the people like, yo, we need surgery. So come on up to that floor. I'm like, all right. This and all the other stuff. But the story goes, had a patient have surgery. Surgery was successful. It was the surgery on their right leg. They had to have like internal fixation of their knee, femur, and a little bit of their tib fib. So basically the entire right leg almost. They came to the PACU after surgery. They ordered your typical post-op x-rays. Right knee, right tib fib, whatever. So got the order. Well, got the page because we're in the 2020s and we're still using pagers.
Yes.
Somehow, some way.
And PPFs.
And PPFs, yep. So got the page, contacted the nurse, like, hey, got your page. So you need all of this? Even though we just did surgery and we did fluoro and everything. They're like, yeah, the doctor just wants all of this for playing films. And we're like, okay. So talked to our supervisor and we're like, all right, cool. Send the tech over. This is where it got fun.
Oh, God.
The tech did the knee and the femur, but didn't do the tib fib because obviously the patient is post-op, is in pain.
It's a bit painful.
Yeah, so the patient's like, I can't do no more. I can't do no more.
Is with X-rays, there's a lot of manipulating.
Yes.
The area of the body that they need to do. It's not like they just go in, take a picture, and leave. They are like positioning and everything.
It's a mixture of twister and operation.
Yes.
Literally. Like no pun intended. Like especially being OR wise. But yeah, you have to move a patient a certain way and it could cause screaming.
And for radiology in the OR, we can't move the patient unless, helped by a doctor or a nurse.
Right.
Which that is a different story in itself because they don't do
that much. Or labor, yeah.
So the tech did as much as they could without, positioning and stuff like that, but there are certain images that the doctor wanted. So, all right, I got a position.
Right.
Of course, pain, screen, agony, like 10 on the scale. And they're like, all right, I can't do no more. I'm like, all right, cool. So they're out. They sent the images to me. I'm like, okay, I completed the order, tested everything for the radiologist. She's like, all right, cool. 5 minutes later, the doctor not only calls the room, sends a page, goes, on the door.
Knock.
And like,
knock.
and I'm like,
I'm sorry. Wait, hold on.
What?
I'm knocking on my door.
We're gonna get that knock some attention because that was a good knock.
You're not knocking on my door.
All right, you got it.
You got it?
We'll pretend it played.
Okay.
Go ahead. You get
So like literally goes on the door, and I answer. I was like, "Hey, doc." He's like, "Hey, I didn't get those right tip fit orders." There you go. And I was like,
8 years later.
and the tech
It was on dial-up.
Yeah, and this is a busy day, so all the techs got back, and of course, fell in the floor because we're short-staffed, because everything's short-staffed.
You're always short-staffed.
Yeah.
Hospital is short-staffed.
Exactly. So I explained that the patient was in pain, so we couldn't do the right. They couldn't do the right tip fit order. I was like, "Well, I need the X-ray." Like, well, I can't give it to you right now because A, I'm not a tech. B, all the other techs are stuck in Florida. So
like,
what you want to do, dog?
For you patient.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got your order. Once we get somebody free, we'll get somebody over there. He's like, all right, cool. So 20 minutes later happened. The same tech that took the images earlier came back, got done with Fleur. I was like, hey man, he really wants his tip fit X-ray. He goes, well, the patient's in super pain and I can't move it, but I'm not moving it. I'm like, okay. So the doctor came back. I paged the doctor. Was like, hey, tech got in the room that did the X-rays earlier. He's free now. If you can meet him up in the PACU. He's like, yeah, I'll be there in a second. I'm like, okay. So he's
first
like,
of all, a second in doctors.
An hour.
An
hour.
Yeah.
It's whatever
Minimum.
they come to.
Right. So
Critical.
now the tech wanted me to like, just to show up, just like make sure the order's right and everything else. Because it was an old order that was expiring. So I went over and talked to the doc. I was like, hey man, got your order, but we need a new order because this one's about to expire, so we don't get you in trouble, blah, 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 blah. He's like, he's got confused, but he's like, I don't know. Just literally the order that you have now, just give me a new one. It's like, all right, cool. So he did that. Got the order in. Cool. I'm just standing there, just like
watching
the magic happen. So he's like, hey, I need an AP. Of course, it looks like a lateral. For those who don't know, AP means looking straight. Lateral, you're looking at an angle. Mm-hmm. So he has to manipulate the leg to get the AP.
Which we talked about.
She's in pain.
Right. So she is in pain. A lot of pain. And so the doctor goes, well, you can move it. I'm like, I'm not touching it. Not me, the technologist. Like, I'm not touching it. I'm not a doctor. He's like, okay. 3 seconds later.
No.
What? No.
All the screws, the flat plate. I have never heard a patient scream so loud in my life.
You probably could have heard that like a couple floors below. I won't say the floors for the sake of the convo.
Good vibrations.
All, man,
God.
I was like,
I tell you, it's so much to do that.
I have never seen PACU nurses move that fast in my life. Doctor was like, what are we gonna do? Like, oh my God, it's a dinner. I'm like, you might want to find a room.
Cause y'all
you need to go back in there. Fix this.
That's so
job.
Well, the thing is, he was like, well, why didn't you tell me that I couldn't do this view? I was like,
so literally we talked about that.
Like, he did the femur, he did the knee, and we didn't manipulate the leg because the leg is vulnerable. All right, simple surgery, less long. At the surgery, your muscle and bones are going to be like at the weakest point that they have. Mm-hmm. So they need time to recover. That's why they usually put them in a sling or a cast to make sure. Yeah, to make them like, okay, we're going to get them back to somewhat strength, do some physical therapy. All right, cool. Hey, you're back. You're back in the game. But that takes time.
And when we say time, we mean more than 30 minutes post-op.
This ain't like Domino's, 30 minutes or less, you get your pizza.
Like,
hot and ready. Little Caesars.
Hot and ready.
Or at some shops, hot and you're gonna be waiting for about 15 minutes.
I was just flabbergasted. Like, did this really just?
Both of y'all.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mark.
That was just a moment where I'm like, brain smart, book smart, and street smart.
Two totally different things. Totally different things.
Like, I was like, that just clarified all of it.
Drop him in the hood. Struggle! They might live over. They might be hood adjacent, low key.
Take them out to a party.
Then they just.
I don't know.
Yo, seeing doctors at a social event. Greatest
thing. Is that a whole
ever.
nother podcast? Just
I can. No. I'm a cosign. Not just doctors, like
nurses.
And nurses.
How
about
this? Honestly, people in the medical field, when we get out and we get to party, you see a totally different side. Because the Christmas party from an old hospital I used to work at, I didn't go, but I do know that someone's vagina was sick. Whoa.
Hey,
explicit content. Poopalali.
There was Poopalali sitting at the party.
Using way too many napkins.
Time out. Did we ever tell Mark where we use the term poopalali?
Yes.
Okay, got
it. With Dustin?
Mm-hmm. Because of my mom.
Mm-hmm. Getting it, and then
I don't think I've heard that story, actually.
You were there when my mom called it poopalali.
I was?
Yes.
Okay.
That was how it all got started.
Okay.
That's another story.
I'm gonna punch on the floor.
Well, not really Eminem. We got Skittle over here.
Skip. Shannon, don't come for me. Wow, that is
Uncle Shay holding the mills.
That is
so bright.
Ooh,
I know.
I got a lot.
You have a lot because you're down in the emergency.
I'm in the ER, so I see all the action.
I would love if you would share.
You want to start with liquid?
Not liquid, the bloody toe.
This is gonna be a good one.
Wait,
Brian's got two of them, but we need to start with bloody toe.
Bloody toe is a great one.
Look down.
Yeah, all right. So boom.
Be comfortable.
Get ready.
What was your sign?
So boom.
Get comfortable.
Oh yeah. Sit back, relax. This is gonna be a fun rap. So
feel the rhythm.
Feel the vibe.
Can you feel it?
We are, see?
So I go get this patient to bring over for an x-ray. Wow. Coincidentally on his foot, on his toe. And boom. We go in. Yeah, I'm burping and all that because I don't care.
There's alcohol.
So we're sitting there and before I go, like, you know how you read, you can get information and realize what a patient's diagnosis. I didn't really pay it too much.
So kind of a little background on that. When they put in orders for transport to go pick up a patient, the information sheet kind of has enough background information on it to where they know a little something going on.
Keyword should.
Yes, it should contain
air quotes.
Yes,
should
allegedly
allergies. If you remember the last podcast.
Yes.
They're allergic to peanuts. Oh. They haven't eaten peanuts. Okay.
I'm allergic to water.
I forgot about that one.
I'm allergic to air.
But yeah, so this one had that on there, and it was related to, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting any information, person, anything of that sort. They got in? Okay. Wow. What's the score?
I think it's 13 all.
We also watching football.
So. Oh! Tied again.
By the way, Deshaun Watson, my God.
Yeah, true. So
2 claps and a Ric Flair.
So I go get this patient. I bring them over to X-ray. It turned out somehow,
some way,
he literally made it out the hood by shooting his toe someday. That's where we're gonna start.
Shoot his toe, or did someone else shoot him in the toe?
Yes.
Okay.
For the sake of conversation, because I got
a sidebar question.
Yes.
After the story.
Okay. Holding the Q. So in the K. So I
K. Oh my God.
Sorry.
Jesus, smart.
Sorry, I got not bad.
There's a
inside.
Sorry. Story about that too.
On the next Dragon Ball Z.
I'm head out.
Yeah.
So I go. So as we're leaving out with the patient to go to X-ray, there's an officer waiting at the door. I don't know if I told y'all this or not. There was an officer who was waiting to talk to the patient when they got back to the room.
With gunshots,
they have to get...
Officers are automatically called.
Right.
Okay.
So they weren't there initially.
Why?
Sorry. No, finish up. Oh, you want to finish? Okay.
Nope.
I
felt the glares in the room. I was like,
no, I'll stop.
We need to record this visually one day.
Oh yeah, one day it will happen.
One day.
If I had my stand and would have set it up right there, it just would have been a like 2-parter IG live. But they were like, yeah, we want to talk to you when you get back, whatever. So I bring the patient over to X-ray, sit him in the room. At this time, there were cameras. I don't know if you know or not. There are no cameras in the room anymore. It's another story.
Okay.
Another
upgrade.
Story. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Firmware.
Struggling.
Went from corn dog nugget 2 to collard greens 3.
No, they went from iPhone 11 to flip phone.
Wow.
So you
That's
gotta
nasty.
learn it on your own.
Ouch.
So they
Still got that silent pager though.
Twice. Beep, 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 beep. So I take the see. That's what you get.
Low battery.
Because that's the
Searching for the server. So I eventually get the patient over in the room. Say they'll be with you in just a moment. A tech was, I believe, in the OR working with a patient. I'm sorry, not in the OR. They were in trauma.
Yeah.
Getting ready to come over to help with a patient. And in the process, they were like, hey, I'm just going to finish up this order. And then I'm going to go and talk to, go ahead and come in here and say my hellos, whatever. Before I could look, I look at the camera.
Uh-oh.
Door opens.
Oh.
He's out the door, walking down the hall, mind you, with the bloody toe.
Ew.
So you're seeing blood drops from the X-ray room, and it's like single drops of him just walking.
So he not even bled.
Now, mind you, he was shot in the toe. We need to make that an important part of this conversation.
Yes.
So you're not supposed to be putting a lot of pressure or anything on that toe.
What?
The more you know. So I closed the soundboard, so I'm gonna let it rest because
that's what I was laying it up for. But all right,
you did. No,
yeah, good.
Be better. I'll be better tomorrow.
What's your suit?
0. So I go by that point it's out of my hands. The patient is down the hall. Eventually, police, security get involved. They get the patient into a wheelchair to take him back to the room that doesn't have the stretcher because the stretcher was still in X-ray. So here I am looking weird and awkward, bringing a stretcher back empty for this patient to hit. Where's the stretcher? Oh. So I bring the stretcher and back it in.
Go get that real quick.
And so I bring it in the room, and eventually they put in another order portably to do that.
We're not going to let you come out the room.
Yeah, and now you're going to have somebody watching you at all times.
See.
So there's that story. But yeah, that's my first one.
The bloody what?
It was just sidebar.
This is my sidebar. In 60 seconds or less, the craziest self-inflicted patient that you encountered.
Still would be not that one. It was one that lied on the phone saying he got shot when he shot himself in the foot. I think it was he shot himself somewhere in the anatomy, but he wanted to make it sound more gangster on the phone.
Okay.
You remember that story? That's the bad part.
I think for me, it would be the guy that could not find a gun in the house, but he was trying to kill himself, so he took a flare gun to the mouth.
No, he didn't.
Whoa.
Oh my
Took out the whole roof of his mouth, tongue. Yes. He took out a lot of his teeth.
No, because she knew what the question was, and you do too.
Yes. And the answer was yes.
That's one of our favorite topics we have downstairs in the ER all the time.
But yeah, he blew out all of that in there, and they had to kind of reconstruct his mouth. And he didn't die from the wound. The not funny thing, but the odd thing is he died from non-compliance with follow-up care, got an infection, got septic.
Infection.
So it wasn't
Infection is lethal.
him using the flare gun. It was him refusing to go do his follow-up
letting
appointments.
the wound unnaturally heal itself.
And
Right.
it did not heal well.
Right.
Yes.
So we're at the 48-minute mark. We're gonna give. Do we want to do 2 more or 1 more per person?
Oh wait, I didn't do mine. Hold on.
Huh?
Oh wait, May, you got one?
Oh, the wildest.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, the wild story.
The
Yeah.
wildest.
Self-inflicted wound that you.
Yeah.
That's
My bad.
tough because so unlike these three are radiology. I am patient transportation, so we typically take people from their rooms to different units, or from the units back to their rooms, or from their room to home.
Mhm.
So as far as self-inflicted injuries, I really don't have any stories like that. I mean, there's nothing I can think of is what I'm saying.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
They don't.
They wouldn't know
They
what that
don't-
mean anyway.
Oh, yeah.
They don't give us that kind of information.
No, you're
Let's
right.
see.
Right.
I think,
So I really don't have anything for that,
I think
and I apologize.
it's all good.
Don't want to apologize.
It's all good.
Can't apologize.
We still
for that.
love you.
Oh,
Aw.
Tomorrow. Oh.
You know what?
I think mine would be dealing with a prisoner that, wait for it, inserted.
oh no!
Yup.
Oh no!
Yes.
Wait, what did he
Add the
insert
story
in
now.
Yes.
What did he insert
Whatever you
in
think.
there?
What was it?
Yes.
What was it?
They're
He took a
Repeat.
metal.
Go ahead and say it.
He took a metal pin.
He takes. He's.
And put it in the
Yes.
penis?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No!
Yes.
Ah!
And literally,
I don't even have one in that hurts.
literally
Ugh.
unfolded it into a straight line
No.
and went. Zhup.
No!
Hey!
Oh.
They.
Hey, no.
They're regular.
And he did it more than once.
That's why. That's why.
Oh,
That's why.
that's-
No.
Yo,
that's-
you do some crazy stuff just to get out
You
from
gotta.
there.
To the,
Okay. You gotta think of what's more important. Well, I'm sorry. That was more important. You gotta think of where a person's priorities are, which is the same thing, but it's a little different. For them, it's.
I want to get
do
out of
Do I want to be in this area, or do I want to be somewhere where I can see a whole different set of people
if
in
you
a whole
think
different
about it,
environment,
if you're in prison,
and get 3 hots?
right, and
Give it.
a lot of times when you're in the hospital, you have your own room,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your own meals, cable TV.
You have a TV. Yeah,
That's all yours. Like, it's a little vacation kind of.
low key. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are, and I have had inmates when I was in transport. We had a guy eat a fluorescent light bulb.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Mm.
We also had it when I was when I was working med-surg, we had a patient, an inmate, that you could not bring any paper, anything into his room because he would eat
I remember him.
it. Yeah. Like, you couldn't put napkins, not the tray liners, no
But
paper.
why?
Yeah, no,
Victim of circumstance.
Mental. Yes, you got to.
They
It's
just-
a person. It's
they
like
don't
you.
Because think
They're
about
not-
it. There's
they're
some
not-
people that are on sentences that they'll, unfortunately, being real, they won't see the light of day ever again.
Right.
So just
Oh.
having that simple moment of
Sometimes coming to
getting
the
out,
hospital
like
and seeing
I'm
the
like,
light of day.
okay, if I just do this act of damage to me, I can be out and see other people and society for maybe at minimum a week.
I see.
And I have a meal 3 times a day. I'm in a bed. I get to watch cable. My officer's next to me. I get to go to my own bathroom depending on what I do. Like,
It's things that people who.
people want a
This-
moment of clarity during a time of madness,
Mhm.
and they'll do anything to do it. Hell, people that swallow like razor blades.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, sir.
Yeah, but
You boss.
it's where your value
It's-
your
yeah.
value state of life is, and it's also what how willing you are to take a risk to do whatever you can to get out of that. Because most of them know, and that
Most
on
of them know
on that side,
that this is the end game.
yeah, on that side of the coin, they know the risk, so they know how close to the line to go without pushing it.
Without going
Yeah,
quite over.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a story now. I just thought about it. What you were talking about made me think of one. This is not a patient I had, but since I am now in the business, I have heard other stories, and I look up other stories as well. There was a young kid. I guess he was about 16 or 15, and he, inserted a AA battery up his rectum to give him energy. That was his report.
Sir.
he
Sir.
put
Sir,
the battery
that's
up his
not-
rectum to give
That's
him
not
energy.
how
He was hospitalized.
Yes. But that's not how that works.
And he was a repeat offender because he had a condition where his body didn't have a lot of iron, so he swallowed an iron bar.
Yo.
So yeah, they've seen him before.
Oh, so he's a frequent flyer.
He's a legit repeat offender.
Okay.
He's in the Platinum Club.
Oh, he's right up.
He's in the Mile High.
Nah, that's a different club. We gotta go a little bit further. Pause.
I hope not.
Swimming with my hands
No
up.
one's to the answer.
I cannot.
Fred has left the building.
So
Fred
look.
has a small
Sign right, right.
Are you good? Huh?
Oh, you don't have the soundboard up.
Oh, no, I'm going to take... No, this is the... No. So while Chanel's doing that, if you want, Mark, you can go ahead and give me the next story.
Oof. To build off on Nate's story.
All right.
Got a really good one.
Oh, no.
So this one actually happened when I was working. We're going to take the time warp a little bit. This was when New Year's Eve, actually. So New Year's Eve going in New Year's Day, right when the ball dropped. About 2:00 in the morning when I was working in the ED, we had a patient come in as a echo. So not life-threatening, but definitely some damaged goods. Said it was an accident, ETA, like 10 minutes. Like the patient was, talkative, vitals were good. It was just he was in a lot of pain. In the lower body region. So, the doctor did his, his vitals and everything in the trauma. He's like, all right, he's good. He's not a Delta. He's an echo, but he can go to the back. Got the order printed out. It was a pelvis X-ray. Abdominal / pain in the sacrum.
Oh no.
The sacrum basically means the lower part of your L spine, which in simple terms means somewhere near the gluteus maximus region, there is a significant the gluteus tootis.
Stop. I ain't fooling with you.
The nana fafana in
On my name.
We're not giving.
Nope.
We're giving no reference to that.
Nope.
We're not going to talk about what that is.
So my transport at the time gave her the order. She looked at me, was like, just bring him over. So she went over to Blue at the time. She came back, was like, so the patient is prone on a stretcher. Are you sure you face down, ass up?
Shut up, don't finish.
No, I ain't got it.
So she's like, do you want me to still bring the patient? So of course we talked to the text. It's like, hey, patient's face down, ass up. And they're like, I mean, we gotta. So I called the doc. Yep, thank you. And then
we'll get one at some point.
Oh, absolutely. So talk to the doctor's like, hey, so you need this pelvis X-ray, but we heard that the patient is prone. Being professional. So they need to be supine to get the pelvis X-ray
on their back.
Good, nice footnotes.
Yeah.
Hey,
professional. So
2020, we can see clearly.
Right.
That's why.
So the doctor goes, well, we needed to evaluate the damage done to the lower body region. It's like, okay, so does the patient know that they're going to be supine to do the X-ray? And they're like, they are aware and they know the pain that they're about to endure. Like, okay. Patient comes in. Patient is prone. I'm on a stretcher. We get a backboard. Shockingly, we have a backboard in the ED.
It's not a placement.
You don't have the welcome mat.
Man, literally, there's a backboard in the X-ray room on the door.
They literally got like 4 boards.
We got like 3 or 4.
Surfboard.
But the tech explained
and they look like a surfboard.
But the tech at the time explained that, hey, we're gonna need to flip you supine. We're gonna need to flip you on your side, put the backboard. It's gonna be painful, and then move you to the tape. He's like, okay, it is a he, by the way, probably like young adult years.
Okay.
Move him to the table. Like she's like, I'm like, okay, cool, pain, whatever. I went in and go help him roll him on the side. He's like, hey, my name's Kazi. How are you? I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, the patient is Jerome.
Wait, time out. Time out before you continue, because I'm not going to do this as a story, but it's going to be interesting. We do references with patients about how bad they smell. Usually they smell like a couple of days, a couple of months, or a couple of years. Like, how drunk are we talking?
Maybe a week.
Got it. Okay.
Not like belligerent.
Not like 2000. Not like 2001.
Not like 99 to 2000.
Big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Walking around like,
yeah, like you felt the spirit.
I graduated again.
Yeah, you felt the spirit.
I ain't fooling with you.
So we got him onto the table, and so okay, the patient is supine. So we're like, all right, we just gotta move the backboard. Cool. X-ray does his thing, gets the light and the beam ready, hits the button. X-ray comes on the screen. Looks like a normal pelvis AP Google image X-ray. Except there is a spear in the middle of the pelvis.
Like a spear?
A spear.
Fuck.
How?
Oh, it gets better.
Y'all did hear the part that they were drunk.
Yeah, patient is. Remember, this is New Year's Eve going to New Year's Day. The ball is dropped. This is about maybe 2:30 in the morning.
This is when they was doing what they ended up in. Go ahead. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Your story.
Yeah. So it's a spear, and the tech it's like, yo, Kaz, like, what's up? Because I'm doing like McKessoning and like loading up images from outside films because again, it's New Year's and people get stupid on New Year's.
Oh, you have
nothing wrong with it.
And St. Patty's Day.
But do it stupidly and safely. PSA. So I go over there and look at the image. I'm like, I'm not a professional X-ray tech, but that doesn't look right.
Pretty sure
one of these things is not like the other.
So I go hit up the radiologist because the radiologist pulled a 16-hour shift going into New Year's.
Right.
So she is tired. So I go with the lovely
Tide.
like, hey doc, like, yeah, you're gonna see an image in about 5 seconds on your computer that you need to take a look at. Like now. All I heard was, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Like, I'm like, so y'all gonna do, so yeah, we need a lateral of that. I'm like, okay. Yep, do the lateral. So we had to get the backboard, turn him onto the side, on the table. He's like, oh God, it hurts so much. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, but we really need to do this image. And so Tech does the image. It is now a lateral. Spear has become a shot glass.
It's whoa! There's a shot glass.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a shot glass in the ass.
Talk about a shot in the dark.
I mean, literally a shot. What? How?
Drink in the stink.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, there's more.
Oh,
wait,
yes.
there's more?
Yes. So of course we all look and we're like,
Mark on Armbands and on.
oh yeah, we saw it. And we're like,
the story and a half right here.
We saw it and we're like, Happy New Year.
Right, like yay.
So we, of course, when we see it, I'm like, Doc, now.
Yo.
I'm like, yo, Doc.
Yo,
my man.
Pull up.
My man.
Yo, pull up.
So I called the blue. I was like, hey, Doc. So
Want to come look at these images?
you might want to come over here like right now. It's like, well, I got a trauma coming in. I'm like, you need to come look at these images right now. He's like, okay, cool. I'm coming. Comes in there literally not a minute, about 2, better than the average. So he sees the images. He's like, yo, this needs to go to surgery. It's like, okay. So we got the images done. Move the patient. Patient is on the backboard again. Move the patient over. Start screaming. Like horrendous. Like, oh God. Like So we're being cautious. So we go and alert the trauma. One of the trauma nurses like, hey, can you just come over here, just make sure the patient's okay? And he's like, I was like, hey, I'm so-and-so. Is everything okay? Like, you're breathing heavily. It's like, I don't know. It just hurts. Like, everything in my lower body hurts. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. Oh boy. I'm like praying, like, I hope to God what I think just happened did not just happen. And they're like, what? And I was like,
Shot glass broke.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Patient got moved back to the table.
Don't ask me why. That's what I thought. Like
Patient
that
got
was
moved back to the table, and the doctor was like, I need one more film. I was like, you thinking what I'm thinking? He's like, yep. Took the image.
Sure enough.
The spear was gone.
Oh.
Which means it's moved.
It didn't move.
It just.
What do you mean it didn't move?
So the thing about objects, it's a spear. If it's a solid like glass or something like that, it's a solid spear. If
It's
it
not
breaks,
solid.
you don't see it.
Oh no! Oh my God! He's got broken glass in the ass.
Yup.
broken glass everywhere.
Everywhere.
They just don't care.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Can't take the smell. Can't take. Oh.
And the doctor looks at us with a straight face, was like, y'all all getting raises. I got it. Yo, can I use your phone? We need to call the OR room
Just right
like
here,
right
just
now. I was like,
right
go ahead.
now.
And one of the OR nurses I knew at the time was like, hey, I'm just gonna give you a heads up. Why? What's up? You about to have a pelvic internal fixation, like exploration surgery in the trauma room in about 30 minutes. Like, why? We got a patient that just had their shot glass broken in the
behind quarters.
In the back part.
Yeah.
That's supposed to let it out.
Well, they ain't letting it out.
Goes in.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
I'm just like, now I've heard like going in that route brings pleasure, but I'm like, a shot glass though?
I am going to.
That ain't even on a new level. That's on.
I know. I've heard like butt chugging like Greeks and
But
not like literally
no.
shot glass in the ass.
Why
Trademark.
would somebody do such a thing?
I actually.
They were drunk.
People.
Gotta remember.
I mean, we're tipsy.
Yeah, but there's.
I don't want nothing in my ass.
Ever think,
Right.
this
You know what?
shot
Cool.
glass.
If I take this shot right up my ass,
right up my
Yeah.
ass, so
But
let's
I mean-
just see what happens.
I mean, the gluteus minimus, because that's what it's called medically. It's like a vacuum. So it's like
just go-
it gets to a certain point
Yeah,
where
take it right on. It's gonna take
because
it.
some people wouldn't think about it.
Yeah, because you think about it.
That in there.
if it goes, it evaporates. So if it gets to a certain point, it's gonna go,
It just goes. It's a vacuum.
and it's gonna be really hard to get out. Pause.
You going surgery?
Yeah.
Your
and it was in
Past a
there,
certain
and then
point.
it broke.
So it's
And it wasn't like the short one either. It was like,
It's a double
the
shot.
skinny
Oh,
long,
yeah.
yeah.
That's why it was a spear.
mm-hmm.
And it.
Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't a shooter.
That
That would impress him as a shooter.
I don't have my phone, but y'all do know the word "whelp" is in the dictionary, right?
Is
Wet.
it?
WELP is in the
It's
dictionary.
really in the dictionary?
Yes.
Because we say it all the time.
We
I'm
really
pretty
just
sure
say
we
wet?
don't- We don't say
I just
it.
wanted-
correctly.
I just wanted to point it out.
Wet.
It was literally an email I got about that being in dictionary.com. But okay,
Well,
sorry.
then if I share a story, it actually was not my story. This was one a nurse shared with me. One of one of my old friends. They used to also run EMS, and she was working in the ED, and it's a homeless patient, and he's complaining about pain in the leg. This is actually a very short story.
Oh no, you good?
Oh no, because it doesn't take much for this. So she goes in
Short
there.
story long.
And she's getting him undressed and whatnot. Well, she needs to get his boots off. So she gets the boot off of one foot. Of course, he smells like, Saturday on Thursday. But,
And
like, yeah.
Like I said, that's mild.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
telling
never
you.
been worse.
Not
I've
spicy.
I've seen patients that smell. I've seen a patient that I walk in and it's winter and they smell like
Summer.
fall.
No,
Summer.
it's just
Summer.
something when you walk into the room and like if it's like the ED and you have to pull the door.
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't want
Now
the
we
curtain.
get some of those.
Yo.
And the scent comes out. Hadouken!
And there's no sign. If one thing, it's one thing if it's one thing if there's no sign, but it's another thing when it's Like if it's a sign, I'm like, okay, I already know why you got to go. But if there's no sign, it's like you walk in, you like, whoa!
I feel it in my bones.
I'm like, if I message y'all and be like, yo, one of y'all must have felt that. I'm like, felt what?
Trust. I open the door.
Trust. Like, you be walking down the hall. Oh my bed.
Oh my bed.
Oh my C-spine.
There needs
y'all
to be.
Don't feel that.
There needs to be like a smell vision, like paper.
Are you
or something on the window.
Yes.
You said it should be a smell vision?
Like a smell, like a graph, like
so
you know, like for like contact.
What you're walking into.
Yeah, like
there's contact, airborne, droplet, funky.
No, see, then
make it green, but the darker the green, the funkier the smell.
Yes.
No, they don't need to do that.
Why?
All they need to do is they need to put days, months, or years. If you do that, then you know what time it is. If you see
but it varies from person to person.
Yes.
If you see 2001 on the door, you know you walking into some full funk. All right, my bad, man. I'm making your story, man.
No. So all of it, she gets the one boot off. Of course, you know he's smelling my neck. Whatever. She goes to get the other boot off on the leg that hurts, and the whole foot comes with it. In the boot, comes off at the ankle.
Wait. No, what? Whoa, wait.
They're wearing like a regular boot?
They're wearing boots, like combat boots or whatever.
Oh, I was like, Tim's? What?
Like, just boots.
Not New York.
Boots, yeah.
The foot came off.
So
prosthetic.
Took the boot off of one leg.
Well, not the blues.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't prosthetic. It
was a normal leg.
The reason his leg was hurting is because he's had gangrene for so long.
Oh!
Starting to move up his leg. So everything ankle down was dead. So when she went to take the boot, it just snapped right off.
Yo.
She said she screamed, left, and clocked out. And went home. She done.
That's why you learned about it in health and PE on high school days.
I would just fell out. That would have been it. Yeah. But so then they're coming to get that
the boot off, and it literally just came off at
Jesus.
This is when we need a live because I am still
processing.
No, it's processed.
Okay. My download is hurt.
No, it ain't not hurt.
I'm hurt.
That's dangerous. That's wild.
This is why you learned about gangrene in high school. Well, I mean, we're a little bit older, so we don't know what we're doing right now. But gangrene is serious.
And more than likely, he was probably a diabetic and non-compliant, to which he got a wound on the toe.
Low blood sugar and all that.
And those high blood sugars make it very hard to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they just kept going and going and going. And with him being homeless and having no medical care, he probably never paid any attention to it. So it got to a point where it got hard to walk. And then...
Wow.
Yep.
It got to nothing.
I can't top that.
It just at that ankle.
I got to top it.
To be fair, man, you did the layup for this segment. With your story.
I did? Foolishness.
Yeah, with your story about the ED, then I did one about the shot glass, and then she did that. So it's like, build.
So mine's going to be insane.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right. We went to
small.
This title is simple. We are with the liquid shits. That's where we will start at.
Oh, that one.
I think, was that a Ted Hill walk talk?
I feel like it was, but
oh my gosh,
we're gonna need a refresher.
Once I go into yeah, so we will go. So this
I'm
is literally
already.
This is a time. It's literally it's a simple. It was a
I feel uncomfortable.
It's a 4-hour time warp of just madness on end. I go get a patient at. Sorry. I was going along.
I was gonna let y'all have.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. So 10 o'clock, around 10, I go get this patient. Try to go for X-ray. Supposed to be doing just a simple chest X-ray, or it was like an abdomen, whatever. I don't know.
Is this?
They were doing some X-rays. They were doing a couple of X-rays. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I go get them. They were like, hey, I'm here to get you for X-ray. They're not ready, and the algorithm is so real.
Not supposed to say anything. Supposed to be.
Oh no, not me. You heard that bottle cork pop open just now. So I go.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Side note. Side note. I have an energy.
You never had one before.
And couldn't figure out how to open it. Yeah. And I couldn't figure out how to open it. So while Brian is telling the story, he's watching me struggle.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he just walks over and okay.
I am
I wish you could see. It was literally me.
Yeah.
Or felt it.
Yeah, I wish y'all could have been in here for what just happened.
Oh, my foot felt it.
Yeah.
My
bad, y'all. No, because I knew it. I couldn't even.
No, low key, I was looking at it. I'm like, oh no.
I didn't think of my slides probably are game fueled ready now. I might be ready. You might be ready for some golden eyes. I'm going down, baby. Low Street in the Range Rover, baby.
We don't own
the rights to any of these songs
used in this.
We do not own the rights.
If you've made it this far, congratulations. Achievement unlocked.
Right. Thank you. Because I swear.
I need to log in again.
I'm well.
Require news password.
Caps lock.
8 characters or more.
With the exclamation point.
Yeah,
right.
It's got to include.
It's got to start with a symbol.
Letter, a symbol, some numbers, and it's got to be at least 8 letters.
We are getting way too complicated with creating passwords.
Yes.
But there's a reason for that.
I know.
Yeah, that's a different podcast.
No, I mean, being in school for it, I know exactly why. Because no one uses VPN, but that's a separate story. I'm still trying to learn that too, because that's
networking.
Whole process.
About it as well.
Cybersecurity.
Being online.
Security. Yeah.
Security.
That is
fall 2020.
Yeah. So I went to get this lady, tried to get her for X-ray. I was like,
don't you
oh man, it was an unintended punch.
Again, we do not own the rights to any of these.
Here's what made this whole moment funny just now. I'm laughing at Chanel with the can because she's trying to see what do I do next. And then I'm watching them have their moment, and I'm just like, I don't even know.
It just went. We've gone so far left in here.
No, we're still on topic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not me in this can.
Oh yeah, that's downloadable content.
Closing it is easy. You just slide it back to you.
No, I just wanted.
You want to show about
that
oxygen?
That's a whole nother story, I believe.
Oh, I gotta get permission from him first before I share that. We got a special guest on the show today. Special guest. That's all you gonna hear in the background.
Yep. And another special guest.
So
okay.
Wear my t-shirt. So I go get this patient. I go get the patient. Say, here to get you for X-ray. They were like, oh, they're not ready. Come back in a few. They're having a tough time going to the restroom. Okay, fine. You want to let them go to the bathroom? Cool. Eventually, I go back again. They were like, oh, the patient's ready. You can go ahead and take them over to X-ray. Get the patient over to X-ray. Couldn't have been in there for 2 minutes. Patient decides, I'm having a tough time. I need to use the bathroom because I'm not able to do the X-ray. So the tech was like, take the patient back. All right, cool. Take the patient back to the room. So I'm keep attempting multiple times to try to go get this patient. Mm-hmm. At a certain point, I decide, it's like, all right, we had a good point. It's about 2. Mind you, we started at 10. I done went to lunch, came back. I said, if you want to try for this patient, you can, but just leave when I come back because I already know the vibes. I go and get this patient at about a little before 2. And I go in the room. I'm like, hey, I'm here to get you for X-ray. They're like, okay, no problem. Come, I bring them over to X-ray. I lower, I have the stretcher set. The tech had just came back and they were like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go into the room to, help them. Let me just finish up these orders because I was just now in the trauma bay.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking the opposite direction of the x-ray room, talking to one of my colleagues. This story is important to do this because I still know my face and my moment of clarity because I'm going to explain it the way I felt it. I look this direction. I hear the door behind me opening where the patient is, thinking maybe someone may have just walked through and might be just going to want to walk through and go to the area where the other transporter is. It's the patient standing up,
upright,
walking into the area, asking to use the bathroom. That part was not what got me. Because I already was just looking at her like...
That was the lob.
Go back in the room. Get on the bed.
Not looking at her, just like, get back in bed.
Oh, no. I turned around and looked at her. It was just like... I literally looked at her. It was...
in the room. Sorry, go ahead. We just
No, I'm waiting. I'm good.
No,
because when we get to the best part, that's when y'all really gonna be like, because it's still... See, the fans don't know the story. Y'all know the story.
Yeah, we know this.
So,
by the way, fans, we love you.
Yes.
We love you.
Thank y'all for hanging in there for an hour and 20 minutes, including editing and intro and outro, because that just got changed.
We got the smoke.
We have the smoke.
So, I am getting ready. Like I'm following the patient to tell her, go back in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm attempting to walk her back in the room to sit on the bed, that, mind you, she could not get the side rail down. So the only way that she got off the bed was by getting off the front of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
The stretcher.
Right, stretcher.
I look, and it was a force field at the door because I literally walk into liquid shit.
Oh,
I have never realized how real explicit content.
Yeah.
I never have realized how possible it is to see someone's urine and shit combine and just be in this odd state of on the ground.
Powers combined.
And I'm just sitting here like, one day you'll hear yourself. We're going to give you an inside voice for 2020.
No, ain't no inside voice.
Lucky the sound effect, like I can't even use the weight.
But the sound effect worked though, didn't it?
It did, but
okay.
I was not ready.
I know.
Because the force field was right there. I'm still at the door. That's why. Because literally, I look and I'm trying to get... What is
this phenomenon that I see?
But what gets me is, this is what makes this story funny. It wasn't me seeing that she had shitted on the floor. It was me in my head realizing, do I tell her, yo, get the fuck back in the bed, or yo, sit down. Like, those were my only...
Just sit there and think about what you did.
Get the fuck in the bed would have been, that was my last day. But my mindset was,
sit the fuck down.
Get in the bed. Just get in the bed. I forgot to mention, I think I mentioned it to y'all, she had an IV in. So she pulled her IV.
Where?
In her arm.
Did she pull it out?
Yeah. It was just
as she was liquefying, recycling and all that.
Yes.
Wow.
And an added bonus, because this part this part still blows my mind.
Pause.
While I told you pauses were covered.
I know.
You paused yourself.
Yes.
She was literally trying to make it her goal to wash her hands. So she's trying to use the sink in the x-ray room.
Oh, no.
To wash her hands with the side rail still up.
Oh, God.
And just trying to wash. And as an added bonus.
Nurse, come back.
Not just one. No. Hold on. Not just one. But both of her socks were still in the room a day later, and we didn't realize it until after the fact. Oh, and I didn't add to it that the only thing she had on was a shirt. So that
She
part,
didn't even have a gown?
What?
the only thing she had on was a
Stop.
Metallica black shirt, walking in with Cooch chilling.
So the nurse didn't even put like a gown or nut. Wow.
When I tell you,
Down nut juice.
when I tell you they got homegirl upstairs to a room ASAP.
For whom
That
the
after
bell-
that,
for
they didn't.
whom the bell tolls.
I don't even think they even got the X-ray done. Like that was how bad it was. They literally, when she went back, she ended
It
up
was just
a
like,
couple
nah,
hours,
you
like not
can
even an
go.
hour later, they send her upstairs.
You can go.
So yeah, that story is still like that one is the heavy hitter. All right, near the 125 mark, I have a 2-part closer.
I had a sidebar, but
Oh no, Curtis, no, you got it. What's up?
for all of us, what is the most important lesson in life that you learn from working in the medical field? Dealing with patients, since it'll be easier, since we all deal with patients.
Promise, because especially being an MRI in this last probably month or more, we have. So in MRI, we cannot diagnose. We don't even read the scans. But the MRI techs have been doing those scans enough to know when something's wrong.
Yeah,
And as a nurse, you can look and be like,
you know
that's
the
not
vibes,
right.
right?
We have a lot of kids with new tumors, new cancers, bad cancers, or people who have been cancer-free for such and such years, and they come back and you're like, and there it is. So it's time is, but yet they're walking around smiling and joking and laughing and like that. And it's like, you know what? I'm being a little bit of a wuss. I need to suck it up over here. Because they're still smiling after having 3 surgeries, 2 rounds of chemo, a round of radiation, and they're back for a follow-up. And I'm bitching about a project for school. I'm gonna need to woman up over here, put on the big girl draws,
I like that.
and get it moving.
Right.
And that's kind of, it's just, it's not promise.
Yeah, that's true.
That's been my kind of biggest thing.
I'd like to build on what she was saying. My lesson wasn't really a lesson I had to learn. It was a lesson that was accentuated by actually working here, and a lesson that I pass along to my coworkers. Everyone is fighting an invisible battle every day. And it's, you never know what somebody's going through.
Right.
So, I mean, it's best to just be nice. You may not always understand everyone's situation. So it's best to just be nice and just kind of play the field sometime. Because you never know what someone's dealing with. You never know what their last straw might be. And at the end of the day, these are people we're caring for. We're supposed to be taking care of them. And I've actually had patients actually be happy and like tell me that I've made their day. And that really makes me feel good.
That's like the best feeling.
It's
It is.
rewarding.
It really
I think
is.
every last one of y'all.
It's actually
has a
underrated.
situation Like
It is very,
It's
very
extremely
underrated.
underrated.
Yeah.
when somebody tells you, like,
Thank you.
This is the first time I've laughed this hard.
Yeah.
And,
When you make a
it's
patient
like,
laugh, that's like it's a good feeling.
You
can
It
make
makes
you feel
it make you show that you
You gotta puff out your chest a
Yeah,
little
You know,
like
make
that.
you feel good.
It's like my dad joke actually worked. Cool.
Okay.
You made a traumatic experience in my life that I currently am like in a dark place and gave me some light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gave me a little bit of hope.
And all you had to do would be like, "Hello, sir," or "Hello, madam. How are you?"
Right.
I make
Like a
little
simple
teeny
act of
jokes when I go into the room sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
the beds are quite big sometimes. And sometimes I'm at the front. So I will move the bed and I'm up against the wall. So I'll be like, well, excuse my biscuits. Hold on now.
Yeah, I do that all
And
the time.
Nurses have roared, patients have roared, and I had a patient actually tell me that I made their day with that. I was like, that really made me feel good.
Oh,
'Cause I
yeah.
was just being a goofball.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
yeah, in short, everyone's fighting an invisible battle. Just be nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mine's is probably my stickler of a message because I never realized it until lab coat started working there. And see, it's cool because I ain't even say no names. It's a strong message, and I've found myself telling others this, and it's been something that I've lived through in getting a better grasp of what people do. And that's why I like doing these. I always say I like being a podcast and solo, but when it's like groups of people, it makes me better with doing this. Listen to understand and don't listen to respond. Because you, by nature, by nature, we always are ready to we're trained to go because we want to when someone says something, we're like, I gotta respond. I need to get feedback.
The problem.
Yeah, and it's sometimes I really just want to be understood. I haven't told anybody, and I'm not putting anybody's business out there, but there's someone who I'm close to that they had a crazy 2019, and I didn't know it until I sat and talked to them on we were just kind of messaging each other, and I'm just yeah. So, and I'm just sending messages naturally, not realizing I'm asking, oh yeah, I'm sending these messages at an odd part of the night, not realizing you're with someone, and the response was, oh, I'm not with them anymore. And I was just
Ew.
But in hindsight, they're dealing with it as they should, like human. They're handling it. It's a process, and it's just kind of working through it. But I say all that to say it is sometimes, and this is probably why the Ted Hill walks are a bomb. This is why Twin Talk off mic is always a problem, and why
on
it definitely on. And May and B have had some good combos. There are moments of just being able to just talk or realizing I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to hear me. You don't have to respond. You could just even if you game and just take one of your headsets off and just talk, and it makes the person feel it's not even they're looking for a response, but it's just you actually took time to listen. And that's probably my biggest walk away of in the medical field, especially dealing with salt and pepper.
Just listen.
That you call her Salt and Pepper, I cannot.
I got a lot of dope nicknames.
Salt and Pepper's here!
And we're in the
We literally have
a nickname
for everything.
Everything and everyone. We have a song for every situation.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I got a wild card I gotta share as a story about Cloak, but I'm gonna do it off air. I can't say it on mic because if I do, it. Well.
Oh well.
They might not know anyway, so it don't matter. Because I just said Cloak. That actually Cloak. Technically, Cloak doesn't say what the reference is about. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we stop recording, I'll explain it, and then y'all gonna laugh.
So mine is, I have 3 don'ts that I learned from the hospital. It'll probably go into a big Bible as my career continues in the medical field. But I have 3 don'ts. Don't wait. Don't drink and drive. Don't assume anything.
I like that.
Don't drink and drive, because I've worked in the hospital for double figures now. And the biggest eye-opener was working it during college when I learned that, I'm 21, I can drink now.
Woo!
And seeing the error of the ways of drinking and the error of the ways of drinking and then getting into a motor vehicle and seeing the aftermath of what happens possibly if you are in the wrong situation at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. Drinking and driving is something that's near and dear to me. I enjoy a drink nowadays. I enjoy whiskey. I'm at MagFest, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to live it up, but I have a place to stay, so we're good.
Okay.
Drinking and driving is a big thing for me, and just don't do it. Just don't do it. I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want your family to be hurt. I don't want anybody that is associated to you, friends, whatever.
And actually, from a nursing standpoint, you're less likely to be hurt. You're more likely to hurt someone else.
Exactly.
Because if you're drunk, you're actually very loose. Mm-hmm. So when you hit someone, your body moves with the momentum, whereas someone that is sober will brace for impact, which is what usually causes the most damage.
Heard that from an EMT. Yep.
Yeah.
The other point, the second one was don't assume. Don't assume that life owes you anything, because it doesn't.
At all.
If you want to get something so bad enough that you can barely breathe, you can get it. You just got to figure out a way to get it. No matter what sources you have, no much money you have, no many people you know. If you can't get it, you ain't going to get it unless you work and bust your ass to go get it. Same for people. Don't assume that everybody's got your back. Don't assume that all your friends are going to be there for you.
Don't assume.
Granted, the four of us, we have this thing called a bond that we're family. So we have each other's back.
Right.
Yeah.
And it takes work to get to a level like we are.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be disappointment. There are gonna be friends that you probably known for 20-some years if you've lived to be that long. Pause, just being real.
Right.
20 years, boom. Your longtime friend goes on the other side of the tracks. What are you gonna do? You'll be like, oh, I need him back. I can't do that. I'm like, don't assume. You can't assume anything in life. You just got to worry about yourself, focus on yourself, and make it happen. Like, don't assume that just because you do this, you're going to get this. Because you do everything on the near and gritty, you're going to get a reward. Doesn't happen like that. The other one is, what was it?
It was something brief.
Don't assume. Don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait.
If you have a goal, if you have a dream, don't wait until 2021, January 1st, to start going for it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to say, not putting any names, you want to start a podcast. Past podcast, subscribe and review, rate 5 stars. It's as crazy as your dream is. Don't wait. Just do it. Just do it.
Right.
Yes, you can.
Like if you want to be a podcast, if you want to be a nurse, and all that other stuff. Just go do it. Like, of course, I'll tell you straight up. The first time you do it, it's going to be shit. And that's a normal thing. Like, everybody's bad at the start, but you keep doing it. You keep working on your craft. You ask other people, like, hey, I'm trying to do this. What do you want me, like, just give me your honest opinion. The people will give you honest opinion, but like, yeah, if you amp this up here, you work on this craft the part here, and just keep going and going and going until eventually society will tell you, like, yo, I rock with this. Like, yo, I rock with the past. Keep doing what you do. Yo, I like Twin Talk. Keep doing that. Yo, I like Armbands Anonymous. That's actually really fun. That crew you got. The universe will tell you if you're on the right path.
Right.
But the worst thing you can do is just wait on what you have as a talent and not use it.
True.
Just use it.
Cool.
That's what I've learned.
That's dope. That's deep. That's real. And I don't have like a.
If you'd like to give a 5-star review to the podcast about sports and stuff, emphasis on the sports because we don't know usually talk about stuff ever.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what's funny. I'm about to blow some people's minds because for a lot of 2020, I plan on doing a lot of stuff. It's not gonna be as much sports,
so it's gonna be the past.
There's gonna be more stuff.
It's gonna be more stuff.
The pause.
Because it's that. I mean, it's still be. I mean, sports will be in there, but in 2 weeks. So, because y'all may not be aware, I'm doing episodes every 2 weeks, not every week.
Okay.
For school and just
for the content.
Schedule. Yeah, and content. Because if you really look at it, I mean, you can't talk about the Cowboys but so long. And so like after
some of them
accident waiting to.
You know what?
Yeah,
but I mean, you can't like, you want to have information that's like at your fingertips. And for me now, especially being in the stuff bag that I am school wise, there's a closer connection to what I want to teach as well as learn from like the cybersecurity perspective. So that's why I think I'm more tied to doing that. But that's a different story.
So proud of you.
Thanks. Speaking of pride and proud and comfort, I have one closing bit, and this is going to be a 2-parter. And
part 1,
Mark, if you want to start, what is, and if you don't want to show your hand, you don't have to. But what is one thing you would like to work on in 2020? And most of all, what is one thing most of all you want to work on in 2020? And what is one message you want to pass along to everyone listening to this show?
Oh.
Because since I'm still the past, I always like to pass the message.
Especially about stuff.
Clever.
One thing that I would like to work on, I think I want to work on, I would say, maybe my patience, I would say. Because I'm more of a free-spirited type of guy. Like, you put me in any situation, like, I'm basically, yes, all that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll go with it. But if I'm in the situation for too long, I'll be like, why am I here? here. Like internally, I won't say it out loud, but then there are like certain instances where I'm like, you're my man. Like, what we doing? Like, So I'm like, I want to work on that a little bit. And also more self-confidence. Like working on confidence every day is a big thing for me. Because I feel like I'm a good person. Like life's going good for me at this point. So it's just more of like internally being like, yo, you're the shit. You the shit. Just like being more confident, like, yo, I'm good. What you doing and all this stuff? Like, all that stuff. So yeah, I would say confidence and patience for me. And what was the other one? Part two?
A message. A message you would like to pass along to the listeners.
I would say
unless you're deep thought that you gave earlier.
Get out there and just get out there. Create. Do something. If there's something that you want to accomplish, whether it's lose some weight, get a new job, buy a house, buy a car, whatever it is that your job is, research what you got to do in order to do it and then start doing it. Don't just wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it's never going to come. Don't wait for the source. They'll be like, I got this wad of cash that can make your dreams come true. Because
you can turn $150 into $1,500.
Yes.
You can be an Instagram model and get $5 on every Instagram post.
You can be an entrepreneur without being an entrepreneur.
With the entrepreneur hands.
With the entrepreneur hands.
Yes.
Forge your own.
If you go to
don't be afraid.
If you go to my page,
yes.
I don't know who
within
else.
reason.
I don't know which one of y'all posted it as well, but if you go to my page and someone else's page, you can definitely look for the entrepreneur photo.
Yes. Don't wait. Just research and then just get out there and try it. The worst thing you can do is just sit where you're at and think about what if without just trying.
While you rut.
Right. All right, Fred, what you got?
I've barely seen her.
What?
Oh no, we're doing social plugs at the end.
Okay.
That's always the last part.
Give me the two topics again.
One thing you would like to achieve in 2020 and a message to pass along to the listeners.
The one thing I want to achieve is not being such a procrastinator.
Ooh, that's a big one.
I procrastinate terribly, which gives me anxiety, which makes me not want to do it, which makes me procrastinate, which gives me anxiety, which makes me not. And you have this feedback loop.
Would the hammock have been procrastination?
No, that's relaxation.
No, I'm saying if you hadn't gone into the
relaxation,
you'd be like, I'm not gonna get in it.
But
She's not get in the hammock. Oh, it's not that.
Let's compare.
Brian, put it in your wish list. We're ordering. We're putting it up. All right, bet, got it.
Yeah, because that's a big problem of mine. Is I will procrastinate until
God
the
knows
end
when.
of time if you let me. And I've got to get better at that. I've got to organize more. I've got to, make kind of a schedule, really, for life and for the things going on in life. I am in grad school, and I can't play like I did when I was getting my BSN. This is real shit.
Yeah, it's like, look, I gotta get this goal accomplished. I can get back to the shits eventually, but right now I'm like, I gotta do this, and this before I get to the shits.
I am currently with these shits.
Yes, now I'm on the massive.
Now you understand why I have that weird routine schedule thing, and because you see it in hindsight how important it is.
Yep.
So continue. I'm sorry.
And then I guess a message for everyone is that you need to heal. And there are a lot of people out there that are still hurting and not healing. And you are like me, not realizing you have dealt with trauma and not realizing the things that have happened in your life were an actual trauma, not just kind of a bad situation. No, it was actual emotional trauma.
Like real life.
And you need to heal. Your relationships keep going bad because you haven't healed. Your friendships are going bad because you haven't healed. You are having difficulty with family because you haven't healed. You're having the things in your life that are not going the way you think they should could probably be traced back to the trauma, the way you deal with trauma, and how you still need to heal from it. And there is nothing wrong with healing. It's not weak.
No.
You know, it's none of that. It's actually, it takes more strength to finally heal than it does to just try to ignore it.
Yep.
It's stronger to heal. And it's time to deal with it. You cannot start a whole new decade pulling in the same traumas from the last decade.
And expect it to be different.
And expect it to be different. You know, and they say insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. It's insane for you to continue to take these same traumas with you into every relationship, but you don't understand why the relationship goes.
No matter who you with.
Like, it always seems to go the same way, but what you don't recognize is that you are the common denominator.
Don't do the unhealthy vices that make you feel like you're being healed. As a person that did alcohol to do that, just saying
been there. Been there.
Now I can enjoy it.
Law of attraction.
Without actually doing it for the wrong reasons. Hyrule Twins.
Took a while, but we got here.
Hey, McCormick. Wallets.
WYD.
Wet.
Wallets.
Seeing those that wallet interaction still is top 10.
Yes.
May, what you got?
Something I would like to accomplish this year?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's actually not very hard. I am in the process of transitioning, social transitioning, medically transitioning. I am a trans woman. And like I said, I'm just making my way towards being my most authentic self. My goal this year is to continue down that path and become, more authentic with more people. This includes the people that I am afraid to show me, including, some family members.
Oh, Lord. I know.
Yes, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna hurt, but
and then they're just gonna have to suck it.
pretty much.
Whoa!
I mean, I'm not quite that extreme, but she's not wrong. I have to be. I am me. I'm gonna be me, and if they can't stand me, they won't have to deal with me.
Pretty much. Once again,
I've got people who accept me, and they accepted me readily.
So
yeah, as long as you're happy, you're not hurting anybody.
I don't plan to hurt a soul.
Like, once again, you can
Suck it.
So yes,
on both knees. Pause.
I will. I am gonna be me.
With the game fuel.
Hey. And it's parallel.
Alcohol.
Don't you drop that. It only does it once. It don't even looking for it no more.
Let me hold you.
Oh, we did not watch that video.
No, but we gotta play the song before we leave.
We'll play it real quick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna draw it too much longer. I see.
No, you good. No. If I had two,
I'm gonna be me.
Joe
That's
does
my
3.
goal. I'm gonna be me, and I'm just trying to be my most authentic self with more people. My big goal is actually to finish socially transitioning at work. Many people already know. All my supervisors know, and I've already gotten an okay from HR.
Cool.
So yeah,
you just literally have to pull the trigger.
yes, and I'm being a big chicken. So I'm
Stop being a big chick.
Excuse me.
Oh,
no.
Excuse me while I lay eggs.
Excuse me. Stop being a bitch. It's time to.
Wow.
It's time to step up.
Woo! I know.
Game time.
I know.
We in a new decade. We let you rock and roll.
I mean,
now it's time to.
There's still a couple things I'm working on.
That's right.
I'm making progress.
I
Every
believe you.
step, I'm.
If I didn't believe you weren't, I wouldn't give you a hard time.
And that's why it's a goal.
Yeah.
This is a process. This isn't something I can just boom come to work as my true self.
Right.
Boom shakalaka.
So I mean, like, I'm transitioning.
Okay.
Oh, we got you.
No. I'm just. I say that in a petty mindset, but I know
also
you're
with love.
Yeah,
he says plenty of place of care and love.
There's a lot of care and love.
You know, with us, if we don't say it in a joking or rash family, then
it ain't real. Yeah.
It's plastic. So, my message to everybody: this is kind of like building upon what Fred has already said. You need to heal, but if you need help, please don't try to do it on your own. Yes. Don't be afraid or think that it's weak to go seek help. Some things are bigger than us. some things are bigger than our support groups, and the only thing we can do is get professional help. I've gotten professional help, and it has been the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Yes.
I was a hot mess.
Oh, yes, you
I am
were.
a hot mess, but
We all are.
But that means it's not over. But I'm still moving on. And I'm making progress every day to be the best me that I can. And I'm doing that because I made the first step of realizing that I need help. So I'm saying to all of you out there, if you need help, go get it. Just make that change.
If you have the
Get
option.
it. I ain't singing the song. That was a lie.
That was a lie.
That was a lie, but I'm not
Get
getting
it. Okay, but seriously.
Yes.
If you need help, don't be afraid to get that help. Like Fred was saying, you gotta heal. You gotta love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how can anybody love you? Woo! How can anybody else love you?
Nobody can love you more than you love yourself.
It's not even
And
Sunday
if it's
yet.
not
We
like
already in
that,
church.
what you gonna do?
Man, we got like an hour before Sunday, but you're right. Yeah.
Please get help.
It's the best thing.
We love you.
Yes.
If nobody's told you that this year, I love you.
We love you.
We love you.
We love you.
We love you.
Take it to 4 people. We all needed help. We got it.
Jesus.
That's a whole different.
Oh my God.
That should be a podcast for 2020.
He's trying to go.
That's easy.
No, the self-help podcast.
Oh, no, the self.
Oh, we need to do that.
No, the self-help podcast would be. I'm taking a mic on that one easily.
Yeah, you are.
No, because I was.
Mm-hmm.
I was the victim of realizing how much help I needed, and I think me doing what I did, because even Chanel said it
Falling over
Thursday that it was, if you didn't go, I wouldn't have gone, and that hit. It hit because I didn't say anything about it, and normally, if it was depending on the state of the moment, it would have been a tear shed because it is something that's close to me. Because I know how sometimes things are done and you do stuff and you don't realize how it affects other people. Because May wouldn't have gone.
Right.
So
be on the lookout for the self-help podcast later on in the year.
It's definitely gonna be that'll be a lit show.
We're
probably gonna be playing Windjammers at the time.
No, I don't think that's gonna work for self-care.
Yeah, well, with alcohol. So
don't you drop that alcohol.
Don't you drop that alcohol. I'm never thinking about that alcohol. So my goal for 2020 is to, and this is actually one of my affirmations, is to be more selfless and to be less selfish.
I like that.
Many people may or may not know because they saw a video of it and not really didn't think much of it. But I did do I literally, even if I don't say it aloud, I read it every day. I have a list of affirmations that are my affirmations for 2020.
Was that on your story?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Bright 82 story. On Instagram.
On the gram.
There's a reason. There's a reference about the gram that I'm going to share one day on the podcast, and you're going to be surprised about learning how Instagram is a very manipulative tool in a good way, in a good way and a bad way. But that being said, 36 years ago, and in the past 36 years, I would have never thought, or even the 37th year, whatever, I would have never thought of doing affirmations. And a friend of mine does a goal planning meetup every Sunday. She's been doing it since July. When we first did it, I kind of treated it mild and I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. But now it pushed me into doing things that I never would have expected myself to do, such as having 3 dry erase boards and a cork board in my room to stay organized for the week, for the month, and for my life. Not many people see it because I don't show it off as a big deal, but on my main, it's a dry erase board that's empty that has everything that I'm working on. So a lot of this is going to sound selfish, but it's also in a selfless manner because one of the things was working on affirmations and having stuff written out to prepare and plan for this year and also for my future. And I just want to see success for me and those around me. Mm-hmm. So that's why a lot of times, and y'all know this, a lot of times I am a pusher about wanting to see people succeed, but I also know success occurs or comes when a person is ready to like get to that point, as well as for myself.
Yep.
So there's that factor in that realm of like the goal part. It's so interesting because Chanel doesn't know it. Like one of the girls who worked in her department, they used to work in my department. Like we were having a text convo, and she was just like, "Yeah, you had talked to Chanel, and it was like you forced her to buy a calendar." I was like, "No, I didn't force her. I just kind of gave her the idea, and it was like it just happened to be something that worked because it was something that, you know, you realize how important goal planning is, how important it is to see what your day looks like, and you're like, oh, okay, I go to work these days and I do this, but it's like when you actually are looking at what you have to work on through your day and through your life, it visually gives you inspiration to know what you're doing. Like I'm the notebook person, I'm the notebook and pen guy, I'm the calendar guy, I'm the bullet journalist. I'm learning bullet journaling now. Like I even told, like I know May mentioned it earlier. You were talking about goals and you work on something. It's like, all right, I got this big goal. One part of the book that I'm in now, and that's something that I'm learning, and it's a message to share with you and learning is don't feel like you got to push for the big goal. Push for the sprints. Because it's like little sprints that you got to do to lead to that goal. Because a lot of times when we work on a goal, it's like we're trying to work on.
Think about
the average person works on like at least 8 or 10 goals at a time.
Think about it this way: life, and since we're in MagFest, this is more of like a gaming reference. Life is the campaign. When you make a goal, that's your end game,
right?
Because once you reach that goal in your end game, the campaign's still going, but you just got a new target.
Yeah.
And you just keep building and building and building off of that.
Yeah.
So the campaign's important because you got to get through it from chapter 1 to like chapter 10. Okay, you completed the campaign. You graduate from high school. Cool. That's your end game. Basically, when you start, it's like, all right, what are you going to do next? You're going to go to college? Okay, cool. That's your goal now. That's your end game. Go through there. Oh, you don't want to go to college because you don't think you'll do well. All right. Gotta get a job. That's your next end game. You don't want to do either, so your end game is to survive.
Yeah. It's like
it's not gonna go well.
It's not gonna go well.
So
like
that's why you gotta find the sprint.
Yeah,
you
like
find that.
the people that are like, yo, I'm dream chasing. I'm just trying to do stuff. Okay. I'm about to open this bang right quick, and I'm trying to get some things done.
SoundCloud rapper.
Yes.
I gotta finish your thought because my past message.
You need to have a goal in mind or written down somewhere to go after. Yes. Because basically you're living life on a chase, but you're not chasing anything. Whether it's you want to lose weight or you want to get a promotion or do something like that, just put it in your mind that this is what I'm going for. What do I need to do to get to there. It? Yep. And that's by the power of the internet. You can research that. And here's what you got to do. So then you have sub goals towards the main goal. It's like, all right, I want to be LPN. Like no all right, I need to go back to school. All right, I need to go apply to colleges. I need to take these amount of classes. I need to get this amount of time to get ready for the registry. Right. Cool. Take the registry. Done. LPN. Great. Yeah. Now what am I going to do? Well, I want to do... I'm going to get my doctrine. Why not? I got my LPN. Might as well go for the doctrine. New timeline.
So how you going to do that?
You need goals, bruh.
You going to do that?
So, yeah. Goals and sprints. And don't fight yourself about what you do or don't achieve. That's like the biggest thing.
And stop worrying about everybody else's shit and not your own shit.
Yes, Lord.
So what, you had another gym? It's like 8 gyms.
I mean...
Sonic. I'm just kidding. No, you good.
No, the thing is that this is one thing that I've noticed the last actually a couple of years. There are people, and I'm not calling anybody out, there are people that are so focused on everybody else's blessings and hard work and rewards and stuff like that. And they're like, well, I want what you have. So then you can see it.
Technically, though, that maybe what I have is not what's meant for you.
Exactly. So, and I literally saw a friend of mine, who shall not be named because I'm not trying to call people out on their shit, even though I really want to.
No,
But
Not this platform.
Right.
no, yes. That's after dark. Moving on.
Yeah, that'll be a lit podcast, low-key. My bad, I ain't mean to yell at
Oh, no, you good. But he literally saw someone else's path and wanted to get that exact same goal that he had and did literally verbatim the exact same thing he did and got mad that the result was not the same result that he had. So he's like, well, what the fuck? I just did exactly what he did. And I was like, bro, that's not your path.
Yeah.
Like, your path is different. Just because you copied and pasted exactly what he did doesn't mean you're going to get the same result.
You know what?
But if you get the same
like
result,
when you're writing a paper and if you copy something on the internet and then paste it in your paper, but the formatting is completely off.
Arial 12.
Yes.
You know, so you're like, well, I copied and pasted. Yeah.
They gotta fit Times New Roman MLA
right, you're
format.
doing 12 point Times New Roman.
Everything's
Somebody
bold.
else
You
is
ain't
doing bold
Arial.
Exactly.
14 font. Like, if you copy and paste, literally, you're going to get that. Not what was supposed to be for you, simply that.
Right.
Basically, do your own shit. And not to be blunt, fuck everybody else.
You have to.
Like, literally, you gotta zone in. Like, if this goal is something that you really want, you're gonna need to take some time to yourself, by yourself. Do not disturb. Uninstall Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the socialness. Focus on your craft. Work on it. Just keep on working. Keep on working. Eventually, if it gets to a certain point, people are gonna fuck with it. It's like, yo, Chanel got that. She got that Barely Same Nurse joint. I see what you're doing on that blog post. You know what? I'm gonna follow. Yo, I'm gonna subscribe to your post.
Huh?
And it builds from there.
But also, it's not gonna happen overnight.
No.
People like the
you ain't gonna be a Kim Kardashian 24 hours.
Yeah. That might be and that's the message I actually want to pass along. And this is a 2-part message, but it's gonna be very blunt because I'm tired of it. For 2020, for this new decade, stop being bitter.
Ooh.
Number one, please stop being bitter. If you're going into 2020, still writing these same bitter ass posts from 2017,
the quotations,
them shits are out of control. And this is not me coming for nobody. This is not being subliminal. This is not me knocking anybody's game or style. But posting this is not gonna get you no dick. Sorry. Period.
Or vajayjay.
Or vajayjay. It's not gonna get you. It's not gonna get that snack.
It's not gonna get you happiness.
That's number one. That's
it
part
might give
one.
you a feeling. Pause.
But that's part one. Part two is the millionaire posts have got to stop.
I ain't gonna stop.
No, it needs to stop because you can't. If you're going back to what you just said about goal planning and preparing, you can't sit here and say everyone's gonna be a millionaire in 2020 and no one's preparing to be a millionaire. There has to be work done to get that achieved.
Yes.
I'm not taking away from that. Like, people are gonna post what they're gonna post. That part's evident.
If you retweet somebody's showing money, you're not gonna get money.
Period.
Forget about it.
It ain't even a retweeting of the pictures of the money. It's just messages, general messages that somebody else says,
retweet.
I want to be a millionaire. Oh yeah, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If you're talking about the ones where it's like, retweet and we'll all become millionaires. Being millionaires is not hard. Only in this, it's not. Let me make sure I say this right. It's not hard if you're open to putting yourself in the mindset of wanting to become a millionaire. A lot of people don't think like a millionaire because they're still living in a project mindset.
The other thing is becoming a millionaire is not the hardest part.
It's staying a millionaire.
Yes.
All that money is going to change your life in ways you're not going to expect.
And if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
And you won't be.
And I hate to bring it up as an example. Kim Kardashian West. I'm just saying, she did one act and
turned it into
an enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you got to hit the trend. You like that for her came at a trend at the right time at the right point. And I mean, if you get lucky and hit that type of a stint, cool. But it's almost like when people look at, for instance, like a mutual person we know. Yeah, I want to hop on a streaming service. I want to get paid. I'm trying to do all this and be an affiliate and get popping. And it's like, all right, That don't mean you just gonna go in here and do it once a week. Like you're not gonna become a
ninja. You're not gonna become ninja in 24 hours.
No, and ninja, and a lot of people don't. I think
ninja
people don't.
Didn't become ninja in 24
Ninja
hours.
became.
No, I remember the Halo Master Chief.
Yeah, a lot of people. And see, a lot of people don't know the ninja Halo struggles.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know Tim when he was at his home. At his apartment.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah. So it's even it's a lot of streamers that are big streamers that don't even do Twitch. Because they have
everybody expects that Drake's gonna stream with them when they start streaming. I'm like, that's not how this works.
That just happened to be a work. That just happened to be it worked for that particular day.
It was the right game, the right time, the right moment. He capitalized.
But yeah, that's my main passing message is stop being bitter, and that goes for men and women. Like
yes,
if we got to get back to do Bitter Bitch Brigade Part 2, I'm ready.
Because that'll be a fun podcast.
You show up.
Oh, hey, give me the time and the venue.
Trust me, because that's time in the venue. One. That the last one we did, I think it's still funny because people really are still bitter, and it's like they'll go into the Lord has gotten me through so much. Without Him, I am nothing.
Yeah,
and then the next
is it really sad that that's becoming?
But
is it really sad that's becoming more of a mainstream thing and not really realistic?
Tell me more.
What I mean is, when someone's like, the Lord has brought me so far, and I never thought I would be there without anybody help except for the Lord. And you looking at their story and you're like, weren't you just at the gas station asking for money 20 seconds ago?
And so now the Lord...
And now the Lord has blessed you. Now granted, love to the Lord Most High. I love you so much. Can't wait to see you one day. But using His name to fuel yourself out of the struggle for the moment, and then
you're right back in.
I'm here. I'm out of the struggle, and then you get the reward.
And you made no changes.
Okay.
So you right back in the struggle.
You right back in the struggle 24 hours later.
Right. Yeah. That's not thinking right. I mean, it's not living right or moving right.
The Lord for a lot of things. Like, I'm single because the Lord got somebody special for me. No, actually, you're single because you are toxic, have poor communication skills.
Well,
the Lord actually sent you who He meant for you, but He wasn't tall enough. And that's why you're single.
He was too dark.
Yes. Or, they didn't drive the car that you like.
He was goofy.
He drive the hoop though, not a Mercedes C500.
They don't make
C-Class.
as much money as you want them to make.
Yeah. And you ain't bringing no money.
Right.
You don't have no job.
I brought all of this.
I brought all of this table. With no chairs.
No loincloth.
I got tables. I got a table with no chairs and no velvet.
Walk in the room, all there's just a bench.
I got a table, got a little coaster underneath to stop from wobbling.
No, you ain't even got a coaster. You can't afford that.
You got a napkin. A folded napkin. Under the leg.
Using way too many napkins.
I want to, before we go on, I want to just add on to what you were saying. Don't be talking about leave them be if they're bitter. No. Don't come at us with that, okay? Because that's not okay. We want people to kind of grow, evolve, be accountable. Ooh, I like that. That's good. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not okay to be toxic. It's not okay to be bitter. It's not okay to, not realize that you have a problem and then, try to project it onto everybody else. Like, I don't know what's wrong with today's men. I don't know what's wrong with today's women. I don't know what's wrong with the young kids these days. I don't know what's wrong with the boomers. Maybe there's a common denominator.
Dating transitioned big time over the last 20 or 30 years.
And I blame the gram.
No, I don't blame the gram. I blame the movement. I blame the movement. I blame a lot of people's mindset because a lot of kids. So at one point it was an adult becomes old enough and they feel, hey, I'm ready to have a child. They have a child. Child is under the parents' care, the family's care, the neighbors' care, the church's care. Like there's a heavy amount.
It takes a village to raise a child.
It takes a
that's
large.
true.
But even without the church, fine. But then the one who was raised in that manner, they might graduate high school. They're on the cusp of high school graduation, or they graduate, whatever. You're walking across the stage expecting. Mm-hmm. Or you've had a child, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And that's like, you're, nearing your 20-year reunion. Mm-hmm. And your child is about to graduate from high school.
Well.
So you're in that space of, I've, watched my child evolve, and I don't, not everyone has put the tools in place. Because every parent is different. Everyone goes to their thing. But it's like they're trying to play like we talk about all the time, like they're learning on your own. But they're learning on their own with nothing. They don't want to get any help. They don't want to get any resources because it's like, all right, cool, I got it. When it's like, no, you don't have it and you need help. So that becomes like a separate.
I mean, I kind of get it. Like when you're out here and you have a goal and you do the research and you do all that and you have a plan in place, you gotta kind of get your feet wet. I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
And you get knocked on your ass. You're going to clean yourself up. You're like, all right, what I got? I'm going to try this. I don't got it, but I'm going to try. I'm like, all right, I got this option. Let me try this.
Help.
Let me
use these resources I were given.
Right. But some people, you do it. You got to do it a couple times until you finally go like,
okay,
I don't got it. Yeah. I'm going to go look around, see if I got some help. Got a source somewhere.
Right. All right. Social plugs, and we all going to GoldenEye. Because I literally forgot. Like I was like, all right, we gave that was like a strong ass, like deep,
intense 2 hours, yo.
Yeah.
I need to log in again.
I know, right? The manual login.
That's right. No, we in safe. Oh no, we in safe mode.
Yes. Computer did not shut.
I'll be different. Ladies first. Social plug.
Nice to you.
Well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
BarelySayNurse.com, which is my blog, but then there's also Sweet Baby Jesus.
The beer.
It's a dark
Uniquemoi04.wordpress.com.
Yes.
Link will be in the show notes. So I'm gonna mark it in a second.
I've had
thanks, bro.
In case you aren't awake.
And so the other one was just like literally has been the problem.
So are you gonna start getting? So you gonna get a little more? So you gonna do a little bit more blogs?
I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
Try to get back into something a little more regular than I've been.
And I know schools are MP.
The last class was a bitch.
Oh, we know.
That just took me off of
like a capital bitch
with all capital letters.
I want to write this paper. It's getting on my nerves.
30.
Like opening an elevator.
36
trying to jump over people.
Yeah, that paper was 36 pages.
God,
that you got done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after having a mental breakdown,
Hey, but you got it done. But you got
having the mental breakdowns and still knowing it was on the other side.
And you still achieved the mission.
Barely. I was like,
that's why you're barely
still achieved it.
There you go.
Like
Part of the name.
The last heart on Zelda when it's like making that sound where he's
the
like
half a heart.
Got the last just half a heart. That was me.
Yeah, you had to have heart.
Like if I got hit one more time, it was gonna be
one more again.
But what you didn't know is that you had a fairy in a bottle.
Barely. She ain't pop up like she was supposed to. Not early.
You're not gonna let me have this, are you?
No.
The struggle.
Well, moving on.
Wait, what did I miss?
Oh no, I was listening. I was like, no.
I'm so done.
Y'all are terrible.
We know.
All right.
So my post is I am Usaria. It's I am Usaria at blogspot.com. Yes.
Yep.
So that's IAMYUUSERIA, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna put that in the footnotes.
So you can look. So you can queue up a blog between now.
It is my blog. It is about my transition, social and medical rather. Well, I mean, there's some mental aspects going on too. It's about growth. It's about love. It's about some of my inner thoughts. Sometimes I share short and sweet things, and it is a little outdated at the moment, but new content coming soon.
Thank you. You can queue a blog at least by March.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
I'll do it Monday.
Oh.
I just said March. See, that's the sprint. I just wanted to throw a date and see what you was gonna do. So cool. All right, got it.
My name is Kazi. You can find me on my Rep and Reflect blog on www.repandreflectblogspot.com, where I update about living and lifting past failure, not just about, lifting because I'm a certified personal trainer, but lessons outside of just lifting weights, such as mental health, like being your best person and stuff like that. You can also follow me on Twitter at ShadowKazi and on the Instagram and also on Facebook. But per usual, I don't need your follows. You think I care about your follows? You think I'll lay asleep and awake at night about your follows?
Yo,
I know you care.
I know you care about your follows, but
so
I don't really care.
It's
But
actually from a podcast. That's the funny part.
But I do tweet and
Creed.
Facebook things about life. Apparently, it's a popular thing because
I ain't got no Facebook, so
Okay.
If you need that energy in your
Chanel,
life,
we're gonna do this and get this out of the way. You don't have Facebook, but you're technically still part of Facebook using Instagram and WhatsApp.
We were talking
But it's
about
okay.
that.
that's actually true.
I mean, yeah, there's that. But I ain't have Facebook.
You still in the circle unintentionally.
No, I don't mind
But
being in the
it's-
circle.
you have-
I just
you have a
don't
messenger
Facebook
too.
page.
You're in the outer circle, not the inner circle.
I'm just finding
Until Mark Zuckerberg splits it apart.
Hey, yo.
Oh, we not. That ain't happening.
But if you need some energy in your life, you can follow me or don't follow me. Whatever's.
All right. And Bratz82 all over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the Past BT, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat,
Tinder.
Plenty of fish.
Black people meet.
Wow.
What y'all think? This love connection? I don't want, I almost said the wrong thing. I was about to say, I don't want none of these.
Honestly, you don't.
No.
You don't.
The real estate is getting rough.
Oh!
Wow.
So we are watching football.
We have.
Wait a minute!
That was disgusting.
All right,
What?
at the 2 hour and 15 mark, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. But
That's a wrap.
if
Wow.
y'all want to check out pastpodcast.com, listen to all the shows,
Great content.
go back and listen to other shows.
Premium
We'll
content.
definitely put all links in the show notes. And
the next show, the soundboard will be working.
the next show, the soundboard will be working. I will be more organized. And by the way, this microphone the microphone you are hearing me on, which sounds much clearer in my opinion,
Correct.
is the
Super
Blue
dope.
Yeti X.
That was disgusting.
It is everything. So, yeah, the reaction that you just heard is from the possibility of a quarterback
Off the heat.
might be in his last game, and that's it.
As they zoom in.
I want them to play that
Again. Don't own the rights to the NFL. What's the owner's name? Whatever his name is, Roger Goodell. I don't want smoke.
We don't want no.
Good night. Be blessed. Au revoir.
2020. We want the smoke.
We do not want.
We want the smoke. We want the smoke. We want the smoke.
Cut the podcast.
Really appreciate all the support, all the listens, all the likes, all the effort that goes into anyone who has provided any form of content for the past. We're signing out now, but you definitely don't want to miss what's in store for the upcoming episode. If you are interested in getting more information or becoming a podcaster, you can check out Spreaker.com. And the microphone that you are hearing me use is the Blue Yeti X. I had been using a Yeti for a while. I went back to the Samson Meteor, but now I'm using the Blue Yeti X, which is everything. Trust me. All social medias, the Pass BT. That's THE Pass, as in pass the ball. BT is my initials. And finally, if you are a creator and you want to support a fellow creator, subscribe, like, and comment on the Pass. Until next time, this is your host BT signing out.